Hey there, everybody. Thought I might as well do the last bit on my gas tank here. I don't know if I'm beating a dead horse, but I was bored, felt like making a video. We are in front of my Stover CT2, or excuse me, Model KA. CT2 is back there in the background. This is my Model KA, open crank, 2 horsepower. And this is the engine that my gas tank is going on. You can see the gas tank, it's right here. It's all completed. I decided not to paint it. I kind of like the shiny finish. And I assume it's some sort of tin plate or galvanized or something, so I don't think it'll rust. And I was kind of happy with how I figured out how to mount this, so I figured I would show it off. And maybe it'll give somebody else an idea. So I'll start off with the fuel line. Here's the fuel line that I'm using. It's the standard copper, 1/4-inch copper fuel line with the fitting on one end to go into the mixer. And on the other end I have a check valve, a regular check valve that you can get for these engines, and on it I have a piece of filter screen. It's stainless steel mesh. I got it from McMaster Car. I just bought a 1 foot by 1 foot square of it. It was only a couple bucks. I should be able to make tons of filter screens with this. Let's see, what were the dimensions on it? There it is, 304 stainless steel, 40 by 40 mesh, and the 6.5 thou I think is the size of particle that can fit through the screen. And it's a foot. It's a big piece of mesh. I should be able to do plenty of screens. So I had a little bit of trouble with my CT2 pulling up pieces of junk every once in a while into the mixer, and it would run funny, so I decided to do this. And I just twisted it on with a piece of wire. And here I have a cork. I took a wine cork, I drilled a hole through it, and I mounted it on a bolt. And I had a bolt going through it, and I had a nut on either side, and I tightened the nuts so it would stay on that bolt. And I used that bolt as like a chuck or a spindle or something. I put it in the drill press, spun it around, and I made this angled cork to fit into the hole here. And I sprayed a couple layers of Rust-Oleum clear coat automotive finish on it. I don't know if it'll just dissolve or what, but I figure it might be something good to do. So this, once this is in the tank, I'll just slide this down and it'll kind of plug the hole so the gas doesn't keep splashing out. So that takes care of that. And as for the mounting, the tank's going to go right in here, and I got these bands. This is just that strapping material that comes on pallets, and I bent up a couple pieces into this shape, drilled some holes in them, and they go in between the skids like so. And I spaced it, you can see, whoops, so one band will go here, one band will go there. It won't interfere with either of these, either the fill or the fuel line hole. And that cradles it. And then on top, I have these bars, these steel bars, is 3/4 by, I don't know, 3/16 or 1/8 inch or something. And it's going to go on top, and it's going to compress the tank down into the cradle here, because this tank sits just ever so slightly above this surface here. So when I tighten this bar down, scrunch this in nicely, but not so much that it'll dent the sheet metal. And I had some threaded rod. This is a 1024 threaded rod that'll go through there and hold it all together. This was very handy in drilling the holes, since I kind of needed to get into a tight spot coming up underneath here. I didn't really feel like standing the whole engine and skid right up on end. So this is how it's going to look. That'll rest in there like that. That'll go in there. The other side. You see it's got a little bit of play, so when I tighten it down, it'll get that tank in there real good. And it was a little bit of a challenge to get these holes going straight through, but you just gotta be careful about it. Start the hole, go in about a ½ inch, and then take a look at it, make sure you're going in straight. Just be careful. Everything goes together pretty good. Then I'm going to put nuts and washers on the bottom, hold it in there. And before I tighten those down, I'll put the fuel line in. I tried to cut away as much of the excess screen as possible. So, ow, that was a sharp end. So if I need to take this out, I don't have a barb effect with these pieces catching on the hole. So hopefully that'll be okay. In there. Put the fuel line onto the mixer. Adjust this a little bit. Gotta go get a ½ inch wrench to tighten that down. And I don't need to kill these fittings, I don't think. Let's get it nice and firm. That looks like it did pretty good. Got that right, almost right in the center of the hole. I don't want this tank back a little bit, so I'm gonna there. And that cork can go in there. I'm not going to push it in just yet. And that's about it. I think that looks pretty slick. It almost looks like it came from the factory that way. I'm pretty happy with it. So that concludes my gas tank fabrication. And just goes to show you, I mean, if you want something that looks good, you don't necessarily have to have it stock. It doesn't have to be factory. So that's all for now. Thanks for watching. Hope this has helped some of you out there in the engine land. And come back for more.